This is Rack and Stack. I am Michael, and I'm hoping you are a 3D printing enthusiast because I am not. Now, sitting next to me is an FDM 3D printer. And what that means is that it can use some sort of combination of materials to turn my digital files into real life devices that I can hold in my hands. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. And I bought this bad boy for three main reasons. First off, I just bought a rack, this one, and I need that rack to be filled with stuff. And that leads me right into my second point of buying it, is that I have a bunch of stuff that does not fit in a standard 19-inch RU rack unit. So that leads me exactly into my third reason as well, and I'm hoping that this bad boy can do everything that Elegoo promised, which is print things easy, simply, without it becoming a hobby, because that's the last thing I want. I'm not here to print boats and dragons. I am here for one thing, Elegoo, that your product just works. That all being said, let's open up this bad boy and the smaller boy on top of it that I believe is the 4 kilograms of PLA that this device came with. Where's my knife? Fun fact, I've been using this for like the last 15 years. As like a letter opener and a box opener. It's actually never been sharpened, so it's completely dull. My best friend got it for me during a Renaissance fair when we were in like middle school. All right, let's start with the tiny box first. There were a couple of options when I was buying this. So this bad boy at time of recording costs about 380 bucks for the combo that I bought. It comes with the 3D printer itself, obviously. Comes with 4 kilogram of PLA, which is like the printing material, which I'm hoping is exactly what this box is. And came with something called a canvas system, and that's supposed to be for like multicolored printing. Oh yeah, okay. So this is 4 rolls. So these are just normal PLA filaments, and I believe I got all white because I bought a bunch of black ones off Amazon to kind of go with the aesthetic I have going on with the black rack. Oh, something cool to mention with Elegoo specifically is that they have an open source RFID system that most of their spools of filament come with an RFID in them, and you can apparently just scan them on the machine and select where you put them in. So I'm hoping that works. Now, I said that this guy was running about 380 bucks. There was an alternative special edition one that had just released that was a collaboration with Emoji that was 450 bucks. But turns out I have better things to spend my money on than emoji collabs. Wow, that was like the worst opening I've ever done. On the bright side, ow, looks like they packaged the shit out of this because it is like quadruple taped. Instruction manual. Oh, this is the instruction manual. That's a quick start guide. Yeah. You know what? Let me bust out the cell phone. All right. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is packaged pretty fucking well. I mean, look, they even put rubber. Oh, these are fully plastic little corner protectors on the sides. Let's see. Can we take this whole thing up? Oh, we can. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, it looks like we could kind of just have to pull this thing out. You know what? Let's put it on this chair. All right. Well, that's the printer. I don't know if you want to see the box, but it came fully packaged out there. Now, let's move this back over here. Yeah, I will say I appreciate this about Elegoo. When I bought my resin printer, it also came equally insanely packaged. Though, to be fair, I don't believe it had this foam on the inside. So what do we got? We got, looks like we have the screen. Looks like it connects with a ribbon cable. One little baby amount of PLA. Looks like a bunch of Allen keys. Some kind of lube. Yeah, it's like the grease for the bar and like a pin. Oh, well, can I just clip this back in? What is this? This is the fan. Oh no, this is the nozzle. Why is this like this? I'll just leave it like that. Oh, this is the power cable, I think, for the canvas system. And this is all the tubes for the canvas system. Wow, they did a good job on packaging this thing. Here's the power cabling. This is apparently like a little chute for the excess filament when you change the material type. Here is part of the plastic hood. This is actually pretty legit, honestly. And this is a box with all like the screws and feet clamps, and I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. So another cool thing about this is that it has these like thingies that you just clip onto the side of it, and apparently they're spring loaded, which prevents oh yeah, look, see that? It's supposed to prevent the filament from like tangling itself by keeping tension. We'll see how well that works. There's a, I don't know what this is. Ugh. Oh, this is the actual, oh, you know what that is? This is the mounting bracket for this canvas system, which is pretty cool. It's kind of like a little bit see-through, so you can kind of see everything that's going on. Some kind of circuit board over here. Got all the, I'm assuming these are motors. Very cool. This big plastic thing that looks like it's going to be freaking impossible to remove because of like the printer head. At least I'm struggling to remove it. You think I can open the front door and take it out? Let's see. It's got like a ton of tape on the front, and I realized I took this out backwards. Like that satisfying tape ripping noise. Oh, that was the last one. Oh, even the door is covered in like protective plastic. Like they've wrapped it around the hinge on the back. And I could just slide that bad boy right off. And yep, I can just remove this from the front. So this is the hood. Get all the plastic stuff off. Oh, they've even wrapped the hood in like saran wrap kind of stuff. Let me close that back up. This is going to be a lot of garbage. I was expecting something like flimsy and second rate, but they did not skimp out on the top hit. And there's a bunch of other like little foamy bits on the inside here. Looks like just keeping things in place during shipping so they don't all move. I'm hoping the quick start guide tells me how to reattach that like this like fan thing. I wonder if I was trying to put it on upside down. Wow, I was. Would you look at that? All right. Oh, let's flip this around. So this is the Centauri Carbon 2 out of the box. I will have to say that just like general build quality, I'm no expert. First 3D printer I've owned that's printed filament. Feels solid, honestly. It does not feel cheap. Even like these little plastic bits, absolutely solid. It also came very well wrapped. And now I have to figure out how the hell to put this thing together. All right. Just for you guys. Beautiful. No. Now, following this quick start guide, I've done number one. I've removed all this stuff from it. Now I have to unscrew the heated bed. Yeah, it comes with like a ton of different things. They have them marked. They're very small. Do I just fully unscrew them? I guess so. That's what the instructions say. Take them out. All right, that's one. And there's one in the back. I dropped the Allen key. All three are removed. Now we're supposed to undo this. Install the touchscreen. Insert the flexible printed circuit FPC into the touchscreen by pressing the terminal as pictured. Make sure the gold contacts face upwards in the correct orientation. All right, I'm assuming that's the bottom and that's the gold bit, so you're supposed to plug it in. Apparently it's very important that you don't mess this part up It's very easy to. I'm just too much of an expert to do anything like that. How do I, oh, I see. In and then down. That'll never be as clean as it is right now, so remember that. Connect to the internet and update the firmware before use. All right, we're probably not going to do that. Install the wiper assembly here. Oh, that's nice. It kind of just slides into place. All right, well, I've got to screw that in from behind. I have to secure the top with screws. All right, the top. All right, so if you see here, there are long screws and tiny screws. The long screws go on top and the tiny screws go on the bottom. All right, this does not look like it's lined up at all. And I guess I gotta like reach over like a little freak. And it'll be a lot easier if I attach these. There we go. In case you're wondering how to be a genius, it seems like these things are kind of sort of magnetic. So you can just kind of plop the screw right onto the end of it and it sticks, and then you can screw it in like that. I wonder why this doesn't come assembled. I wonder if it's because everything else doesn't fit inside the box if you do it like with this thing pre-installed. It just doesn't really make sense to me. Why it wouldn't be, I guess. Am I even doing this right? Is the screw even going in? It's not. It's not even going in. Oh, because the thing is kind of off. Why is this like kind of off? It's like the screw's kind of got to go in like on a downwards angle. All right, this is not working. All right, let me untighten this screw. Oh, is it actually in this time? That would be a freaking miracle.
One eternity later.
Finally, holy crap. I will explain what the hell happened there. This is what I was talking about before, where if you screw in these two bottom ones first, then these top screws are misaligned. So what I ended up doing was unscrewing this one completely, half screwing in this one, and then screwing in these top two, and then finishing off with the third one down here. All right, so we put that thing in. It worked after a painstaking amount of time. Now we've got to install the canvas. So they have this thing. It has two screws, and there are two screws up here. It seems about right. But where are the screws to install this? Oh, is it in here? Oh, look at that. It was in the unmarked gray box, or brown box. All right, so we got a ton of packages of screws. Wow, these things go like all the way in. This is kind of crazy. Well, I guess it's got to support some weight because this thing is not a light instrument. Okay, so I've done that. Canvas feeding module, PM3 times 8. It's labeled on the little baggies. It's 3 screws. Oh, I see. So this gets mounted like that onto here. Wow, it's even like, that's really nice. It even continues a little pattern. But can I do this one-handed? Oh, I can. Honestly, not too bad. And we'll do a close-up on all this stuff after I've finished actually building it. So there are a couple things here, because you can see the RFID sensor on the front. Fun fact, RFID is used in enterprise worlds with hardware to keep track of your assets. All right, so that's done, that's done. Now, we need to complete step 5, which is install the 4-pin, wait, what? Oh, we have to connect the spool holders. All right, I've got spool holders, and it looks like they have something they kind of like clamp into on the side here, so I imagine that is something we need to install. Oh, I imagine that's what these are. They came in the brown box. The brown box really has the answer to all of my questions. Mount spool holder brackets to the side of the panel using the 8x HM312 screws. Ah, look, it's even labeled. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to mount them all with the weird edge facing outwards, because that just seems correct to me. Fun fact, if you're new to building 3D printers, you normally don't want to fully tighten every screw until you have them all in, because then it just makes it really hard to get all the other ones in. Okay. Oh. Hey, there we go. Look at that. Very cool. And now these are numbered on the side here. I will let you take a little peek. Well, I'll let you take a little peek after I actually install them. The one thing, I haven't found the flash drive. At least I don't think I have, unless that's the flash drive. But it's got like weird little like holes in the bottom of it, so I don't actually think that is the flash drive. On to number 3. All right, it's beautiful. Last one. All right. Final spool spooled here and attached. So now take these tubes and attach them into these 4 holes and then into the top of the actual like printing unit itself. So like this guy is like the head of it. Do all 4 of these just go into that one hole? No, that looks like it's supposed to have multiple holes. Oh, so this thing, apparently you can just run it with like one filament, looks like, is what this thingy is. But I guess this is like a control guy. You can just like plug it into the top. See here, it has 2 little screw holes. And if you actually, I don't know if you can see this in the machine, but there's like a little bracket in the back here that has also 2 screw holes. Yeah, so this comes with the 4 tubes and like this little tube holder guy. All right, yeah, so now they're kind of like attached. Oh, I'm supposed to plug these 4. I don't know if there's supposed to be a specific order to this. All right, so I'm gonna put you in 3, 2, and you in 4. All right, so 1, I go in here. 2, I go in here. 3 is I'm going to put you in here. And 4 is where you belong. It's attached as per the instructions. All right, so I've put the hood on. We've installed the canvas system. We need to plug in the canvas system. So using this bad boy, what side does this get plugged in on? Yeah, so a little small connector on the back that this thing gets plugged into. And it looks like it gets connected to the side of the actual canvas system. All right, so we'll plug it into the canvas system first. Then we'll plug it in down here. That's pretty nice. It's like tension to keep it out of the way. See this little like piece of plastic? I was worried that I scratched this already. I was gonna be a very sad individual. So according to the quick start guide, I've done all that. Did that. Something about the spool, but I don't know anything about the spool. Why do they give us all these screwdrivers if we don't even need them? All right, let me clean some of this up. Then we can proceed. Definitely don't need this anymore. Well, found the flash drive. There's like a little pokey stick. I'm assuming this is like to clean it out if it gets clogged or something. All right. I guess now it's time to move this and plug it in. Holy crap. That's heavy. All right, we can finally plug in the power on this bad boy and turn it on. Yeah, you can see all the lights blinking. You can see we are becoming very creative. We are creating the future. I will say I'm a fan of the way most of the Elegoo products look. Even their resin printers were pretty nice. All right. You know, while we wait for that to load, I did find the flash drive. You can see it here. It's like a very sleek looking design. We'll have to plug it in. Looks like it has a front mounted USB, which they didn't do on their 3D printers, which was kind of annoying, honestly. We're English. Use the hex key. I did that. North America. Here. Oh, nice. So this is one of the cool things that I learned about this. So we don't actually have to connect to any of the internets here. So we're not going to do that. Ensure there are no foreign objects in the chamber and then tap next. Oh, I forgot to remove. So apparently this is the build plate and it can come off and it has like this sticker on it, like all this stuff. So I'm just going to take that off and then put this back in. Oh shit. Oh, that's a strong magnet. All right. We are empty. Next. Device self-check. It's going to do a self-check. Can take up to 15 minutes. Okay. We'll let that run and then I will come back once it's done.
20 minutes later.
All right, picking back up. Self-check completed. It took a pretty long time. It took like almost 20 minutes. But that means we are up and running. That also means, I don't know why the bed is like that. Can I move this manually? Oh, I can. Wait. Home? Nothing is moving. I should be able to open the door while this is happening, right? Wow, it's kind of hot in there. Oh, there's a piece of tape. Well, I probably shouldn't stick my hand in there while it's doing stuff. This is the same thing as the resin printers where you have to like click it a whole bunch of times for it to actually go down. Instead of being able to just like hold it down and let it do its thing. Yeah, so actually taking a little peek, see at what's going on here. I think the current goal is to get the bed down and move this thingy forward so that I can fasten those screws that were on it before that we didn't do. Let's take off the hood. Wow, this is toasty. I did not expect this to be as warm as it is. Wow, this thing is like right in the way of all of those screws. And if that isn't inconvenient enough, these screws are also the Allen key. Little tiny Allen key screws. Yeah, it's like this whole thing is in the way. Can I even get these in here? Maybe? Oh, I'll be able to get one in. Yeah, that bottom one is going to be all but impossible to get in. There's like a cable in the back of that that's preventing me from screwing in the second screw. That's not my problem. All right, so let's try the RFID system. Oh, wow, look at that. It comes with a bunch of little stuff in it. So does this not have anything on it? It has the Elegoo Buddha. Buddha Benchy CC2 Mini, nameplate Otter, PTFE tube tool, scraper. Oh, this is a little garbage thing that's supposed to go in the back. All right, let's start with that. All right, let me see if I can grab a filament and see if the RFID tag actually works. All right, I bought this box of black filament off Amazon. Let's see if it does the job. All right, so shifting our perspective here, you can see that there's an RFID reader on this tub of filament somewhere. Now let's see if it actually works. Let's keep an eye on the screen down there. Oh, I think this literally just doesn't have the RFID. These ones don't have the RFID on them. Yeah, they don't. All right, well, let's see what I can do with this. I don't know which way. I'm assuming you stick it like this and then feed it into this. Okay, I grabbed it. Edit. It is Elegoo PLA and it is black. I'm going to assume the default settings are fine. All right, so I loaded that. Go back. Click this. Textured A side, smooth A side. I don't know what that means. Damn, this is gonna take 2 hours to print. Oh, you can print this in multiple colors. All right, you know what? Let's bust out one of the whites. I might as well. All right, you can see here that this one does have the RFID in it. So I guess I just got old ones. Oh, okay. I had to have nothing selected. Okay, confirm. Move the camera a little bit. You can see here, when they're loaded, it's illuminated fully. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's lock back in and start the print and see what happens. So try this thing. I think this is like the little waste collection guy. Oh, it only prints in one color. Well, I guess I didn't have to open up the other one. But okay, let's print it and see what happens. All right, I guess it has to heat up the chamber and do all this other stuff. So I will collect the time lapse and show it on screen. You guys can see what the hell it looks like. So this is future Michael. I've been using that 3D printer for about a month now, and I can tell you without a doubt, there are a lot of people on the internet that like say, oh, it's like a mid-tier printer, does XYZ well, does this not so well. I have a couple comments on that, but I will have to say, overall, phenomenal printer. I've been able to print pretty much anything I want to do across the board without any issues. I got a couple examples here that I'll walk you through, but it has been an absolute game changer. So just to start with a couple things I have on the table, I was able to print a 19-inch blanking panel in multicolor. So I've got these alternating inside of my rack. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal to be able to just 3D print these. I mean, they're not super expensive, but this is now an expense that's been like, I don't know, quartered with these guys, with just having to buy like the filament to do it, and I guess waste a little time. But you just pretty much set it overnight, and you've got, I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 of these guys done every single night. So in a 48 RU rack, a couple nights and you're done. To accompany the blanking panels, I was also able to print rack and nuts for it, which is like super easy. So you just bend them over. They've got the layer lines going laterally, which makes like the strength going down on them pretty good. And then you can literally just screw it straight in. And you've got a rack and nut for your cage. And I pretty much just use those with the blanking panels, just put them behind in the rack, and you can literally just clip them in. And then they just hang on the rack, which is fucking awesome. Alongside that, I printed this like adjustable 19-inch server shelf that you can put like smaller items into. So I have like one of these B-Link mini computers, fits literally perfectly inside here, which is pretty awesome. In this same rack setup that I have here, for those of you interested, I did end up buying an ARC KVM instead of a Jet KVM because the ARC ones are PoE capable. But for those interested, I was able to actually make a plate. So this set of rails, or this set of shelving, comes with like modular inserts. So I've got a whole bunch of ones for like Raspberry Pis that I have currently in the rack, but I haven't installed this one yet, so I'm showing you. But for the Jet KVM, or this one, the ARC KVM, you can essentially just slide it in here. Fits in like a glove because it's measured and 3D printed. And you can literally slide this into place in the shelf. Make sure it's in, and now I can rack this B-Link and the KVM, and probably like one additional thing on the right hand side here. Use the 3D printed bolts to hold this up because it's not super heavy, and I've got all my items mountable within an RU, well, within a single RU for a 19-inch rack width, which is pretty fucking amazing. So if you are interested in a product that just works and you're trying to print things like this is definitely the thing for you. That being said, just to go over the caveats, printing things like this where I'm hitting multiple colors, the print, easy enough. Though the waste product, which for me is not too big of a deal to buy, the spool of PLA to make cool things like that. But printing up, I think, maybe about 12 of these guys generated a ton of like, they call it like 3D printer poop, which is kind of like when it swaps between the filaments so that doesn't have like a weird gradient. So you can see here, yeah, even here's some black and white ones that I printed. This is me printing the pie hole version of this. But yeah, you can see it is a ton of waste. So if buying the PLA is an issue for you, this is something to consider. Just don't print in multiple colors and you should be fine. That being said, I highly recommend it. So if you watch this video and are convinced, pick one up for yourself. There's no affiliate link, so just fucking buy it. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe. This is Rack and Stack. I'm Michael, and now this video is over.